At its height, the empire seemed invincible. But as we shall see, a single financial misstep would lead to ruin.
For more than 600 years, the Ottoman Empire stood as one of the most powerful empires in human history, stretching across 3 continents, ruling over millions of people, and controlling the world's most important trade routes. This was an empire of sultans, soldiers, scholars, and unimaginable wealth. But in the end, it wasn't defeated by a single army. It wasn't destroyed by one invasion. It collapsed because of one financial decision, a mistake that slowly drained its power from the inside. This is the story of how money destroyed an empire. At its peak in the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire was unstoppable. Its capital, Istanbul, was the beating heart of global trade. Spices from Asia, silk from China, gold and silver from Europe, the Ottomans controlled it all. Their economy was strong, their army was disciplined, and their treasury was full. The empire was funded by taxation, land revenue, and trade dominance, a system that worked for centuries. But the world was changing, and the Ottomans didn't change with it. While the Ottomans relied on land trade, Europe was discovering something revolutionary: sea routes. Portuguese and Spanish ships began sailing directly to Asia and the Americas. Suddenly, global trade no longer depended on Ottoman-controlled routes. Gold and silver flooded into Europe from the New World. European economies exploded, but the Ottoman economy began to slow, and that's when the first cracks appeared. By the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire was in serious trouble. Wars were expensive, rebellions were constant, the army needed modernization. Instead of reforming the economy, the Ottoman government made a desperate choice. They borrowed money, huge loans, from European banks. At first, it seemed harmless, but these loans came with high interest rates and brutal conditions. The empire wasn't borrowing to grow, it was borrowing just to survive. Soon, more than half of Ottoman state income went to paying debt. This was the moment the empire lost control of its future. When the Ottomans couldn't repay their loans, Europe stepped in. In 1881, foreign powers created the Ottoman Public Debt Administration. This organization, run by Europeans, took control of Ottoman finances. They collected taxes, they controlled customs, they decided where the money went. The empire still existed on paper. But economically, it was no longer free. This was colonialism without colonization. No soldiers, no invasion, just numbers, contracts, and debt. By the time World War I began, the Ottoman Empire was already bankrupt. It entered the war weak, divided, and financially broke. The war was the final blow. In 1922, after more than 6 centuries of rule, the Ottoman Empire officially ended. Not because it lacked bravery, not because it lacked history, but because it lost control of its economy. The fall of the Ottoman Empire teaches us a powerful lesson. Empires don't always fall to armies. Sometimes they fall to interest rates. Debt can be more dangerous than war. And financial dependence can destroy even the greatest civilizations. History doesn't repeat itself, but it warns us.